Girlfriend on vacation, stunned by boyfriend's shocking confession. What he said about her beloved dog will break your heart. Hello, everyone. It is my first time posting anything on here, and English is not my first language. Please keep in mind I have been crying for the past 2 days. Sorry for any mistakes. Me, 24 female, and my boyfriend, 24 male, have been together for almost 4 years. We get along okay for the most part. Things like him losing something of mine have happened, but never to this level. I have had my dog, Milo, 12 female, for her whole life. We grew up together, and it's really hard for her to get to trust other people. She has always been an anxious girl, but she is the light of my life and was always by my side even in my worst days. 3 years ago, I introduced my boyfriend to my family, which is just my mom and Milo. He and my mom got along okay, but he did not acknowledge Milo in any way, which is fine. I did not expect him to be all over her, considering she does not like that. But I still found it pretty strange because he said he absolutely loved dogs, and to be honest, I believed that because he would always pet dogs when we were outside. Any interaction for the past 3 years with her was limited, but Milo warmed up to him. She would greet him, go to him for pets, which he sometimes gave, and accepted him on our daily walks. 1.5 years ago, Milo got sick. She had a tooth infection, which was pretty bad. Her whole right eye was swollen shut. I asked my boyfriend to take us to the vet because I don't have a car. The vet took care of the infection, gave me some antibiotics to give her every day, and instruction to clean the wound that was left after the vet cleaned the pus. For a couple of weeks, I did not hang out that much with my boyfriend. I took care of Milo because she was not feeling great. One thing that stood out to me was the fact that he seemed pretty pissed every time I brought her up, talking about her progress. Looking back, that should have risen some red flags, but I guess I brushed it off. Now that I gave you the short version of the past, this is what's happening in the present. I planned with my mom to go on a short vacation to visit my grandparents. I was talking to my boyfriend about this trip, and I told him who would take care of Milo, my best friend, Alex, 23 male. My boyfriend then offered to take care of her. He was mad that I did not come first to him, stating that he loves Milo and wants to go on walks with her. I reluctantly agreed, considering this love for her was out of the blue. The trip was supposed to last 3 days. On day 2, I was talking with my boyfriend on the phone, and he casually says that Milo really likes to stay outside. For me, this felt off, and asked him what he meant. He left my sweet girl outside, hours at the time, alone, and would check up on her hourly. Mind you, I live in an apartment, and I don't have a backyard. Me and my mom left as soon as I told her, and we arrived back home at around 9 p.m. Since then, I blocked my boyfriend on everything and have been searching for my girl. I have printed posters, went out every day for hours at a time, and put her on Facebook groups around my area. If you have any advice of something more I could do, please let me know. Now, he and his friend group say I'm an asshole because I have put my dog above my boyfriend in all of our 4 years of relationship. I know for a fact this is not true, but I don't have anyone else to ask, besides people that are really close to me and would be biased. I'm sorry for the long post. My mind is all over the place. Update. Last update for a while. I have pressed charges, and I now have a lawyer. I unblocked my ex, like some of you said, and it was the best thing I did. He is incriminating himself, and my lawyer believes we have chances of winning. Also, I might be able to get a protection order. His friend group has apologized. His mom is in contact with me. Milo will be home later today, and she has very good chance of making a full recovery, at least physically. My locks will be changed tomorrow. Thank you all so much. I am sending you and your pets the warmest hugs. Hi. A lot of people asked me for an update. I should have waited until I got some rest. But you all were so helpful, and you deserve to know how this ended. My ex came today to get his stuff, and some of you might be happy for what you are about to read, but he did not get a single thing back. When he saw me, he started begging me to forgive him, and, thanks to you again, I agreed to forgive him if he told me the truth. He just looked me straight in the face and said, "If I'm going to be honest, you won't forgive me." My heart broke all over again, thinking about the worst of things. When he saw me cry, He told me I should get over it because she was already old, but if I really wanted her back, I should get back with him. And when he trusts me that I really forgave him, I could see her again. I was exhausted, hopeless, and angered. And even though I wanted my girl back, I could not look at him, let alone be with him for however long he thought it took me to forgive him. So he left, not telling me a single thing about Milo. I got a call some hours later, and on the other end was a lady who found Milo on the side of the road. She told me she would wait for me to come, because when she wanted to pick her up, she seemed to be in pain. When I got here and saw her, laying there, all my emotions flooded me. My sweet baby, even though she looked so different, was alive. She is now staying overnight at the vet. She has 2 broken ribs and is dehydrated. If everything goes well, she will be home soon. I appreciate each and every one of you that took the time to guide me in this nightmare. Thank you again. I will be pressing charges. My baby is alive and will be home soon. I am pressing charges. Woman reveals the real reason she ended her engagement to ex's family, leaving everyone stunned. Was it right to expose such a shocking secret? I, 26 female, was engaged for more than a year, but called it off in October. My family and friends knew, but not a lot in my ex's family and friends knew. His parents had grown frustrated by the chaos in their family that to them seemed to follow the end of our engagement, and they and my ex's grandparents approached me to ask why I'd called everything off. This is so messy, and I feel dumb for not worrying about it, but I'll explain what happened and what I told them. So my ex's brother and his wife were trying to have a baby for a while and failed. Not long after ex and I got engaged, his brother and sister-in-law asked if my ex would donate sperm. They wanted to turkey baster it and act like his brother was the bio father, but they'd be honest with the kid. My ex and I talked about it, and I was fine with it. I helped him get the samples, and his brother would come and collect them and take them to his wife. It took quite a few, but it worked. Only when she got pregnant, finally she started acting weird toward me. She was jealous, like clearly jealous. She made snarky comments toward me and glared at me when I'd see her. This was going on for a few weeks. When ex and I were shown the scan photos, she looked pissed that he was hugging me while we looked. Then she came to the house when I was alone, and she accused me of coming between the brothers and wanting her child to grow up an only child. Like this was seriously out of nowhere. It made me feel off about things, and I asked her why she was acting like a jealous girlfriend or mistress. She lost her shit and told me I needed to back off. I confronted my ex and he played dumb. He said he had no idea why she was behaving that way. But I didn't buy it, and then his brother asked me if I thought his wife was being weird with my ex. I said yep. We both confronted them, and she asked why it mattered how she'd gotten pregnant as long as they got the result they wanted. Ex's brother almost attacked my ex. Ex was saying it wasn't like that, and the turkey baster method wasn't working, and it was all about his brother and how nothing else happened but in and out. He really thought we'd buy that. I walked away from him that night, and I gave back my ring. Ex tried to fight for me to forgive him, but I just felt foolish for agreeing to begin with. I don't know what's going on with the brother and her. I didn't stay in touch, but I told ex's parents and grandparents that ex slept with his brother's wife and that it got messy because of the baby. They thanked me for my honesty and apologized for asking me. And then a few days later, my ex DM'd me on Instagram and asked why I had to mess with his family like that, and he said I fucked his brother over more than he already had. I blocked him. It was a second account I forgot about. But I feel bad if I highlighted what his brother's dealing with before he was ready to tell anyone.